Welcome back. Hi and welcome back to the Polymer Clay Channel. If you haven't seen my channel before, my name is Gail and I make things out of polymer clay. Quite often weird stuff, and today is no different. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a hanging decoration but with an extra function. You can hang your keys on it. So without further ado, here we go. Thanks for watching the tutorial. So this is the show and tell part where I talk about what I made, what I liked, what I didn't like, and basically how you can do better. Now I do it like this because quite often I find talking through what I'm doing and making at the same time really tricky because my brain just doesn't work like that. So, and quite often I'm making things for a good week, so yeah, I always forget where I am. So that is what I do this show and tell part for. So I'm going to show it to you now. So I'm going to go close in so you can get a really good look of it. And yes, this is massive. and then I'm going to show you the detail. So here we go. We'll do top to bottom as I normally do. So there's all the roofs and then down to the detail of the houses and the windows going across. Now I cannot see anything that I'm doing at all, so I hope it's all in focus. And then all the way up to all of the, that's too high, all of the hooks and what you hang all your keys on and other things. So the idea with this wasn't supposed to be this big, but of course anything on my channel ends up being ridiculous anyway. So I've got some keys up by my front door, and I think, oh, I've made that years ago, and it did go on my channel. It says keys, something really simple. So let's talk about the base first. So I'm going to turn it around and for once let you see the back. No one cares about the back. I only care about the back if I'm giving it to someone as a present, and then I'll make a bit more effort with it. But for this one, as you can see, I took out a piece here and took out a piece there of different colours. And I did originally have it on a background of like what looks like stone, a stone coloured clay. And I thought that was going to work, and it did until I started cutting pieces out of it. So this is what the back looks like. Nice and flat, doesn't matter, but this is where you start. So you get yourself a nice template and then you start building up the design. So let's start with the greenhouse here. I wanted it to have a nice tall kind of roof. I've kind of seen some others like this, and I wanted it to have you know, just a cool effect with lots of different houses all looking completely different. So at the top here, we start with a chimney, although we didn't start with a chimney. That was probably the last thing that I put on it. And I just coloured those in with chalks and also some Posca pens. Now I did the Posca pens after the event on the basis that when it came out of the oven it sort of went pale, and I thought, oh, I don't like this, but I'll talk about that in just a second. And then down a little bit further, some brick detail, and then all of these tiny little I think they're dragonflies, and then I've got some butterflies as well. I bought them years ago and I happened to find them in my little basket, and I just thought, why not? I'll use those. And it looked quite nice. I just wanted to use something that gave it a little bit more detail. And then right here, nice and close in, here is some little flowers. And I just went with it. I know I say that a lot, but it just happened. So on this one, I wanted the details to be a little bit different to make a difference. And then I put some flowers on here at the top there, and they're all similar of design. They've all got a door, they've all got a window, some a little bit more than the others. But yeah, there is the design. Now, of course, this one here was a little bit more difficult because the actual, when it came out of the oven, it didn't look right. So I really need it to look, I don't know, I just needed it to look darker. And instead of Posca pens for this one, I used acrylic paints. Now, we used the acrylic paints when it had been baked, and obviously I let it cool down for many hours. It was completely cool when I used the acrylic paints because otherwise it doesn't dry very well. But yeah, I went over this with a really fine paintbrush and then painted it brown. I haven't got a Posca pen that's brown, and I did try and mix it, but it just looked awful. So yeah, and I definitely wanted brown. So I thought, right, well, I'm going to use acrylic paints. These were cheap ones from Arteza. They didn't cost very much money. I will link them in the description. They're absolutely fine, and I wouldn't use them for a complicated project, like more complicated than this. I just wanted it to change the colour, and that is exactly what it did. So it did what it said on the tin. So let's do a nice close-up. Obviously it's now got a bit of a shine to it as well, which I really like. It was a little bit tricky going around that frame with the white windows, but I brightened them up with a Posca pen. So it's just white Posca pen, and I drew inside it and then painted it on the outside afterwards. And the window at the top there, I obviously completely forgot about that one because I didn't do it. But you can barely see another little window at the top there. And then of course with the flowers. Now the flowers aren't flowers, they're just chopped up pieces of clay. If you have too soft a clay, I would chop it all up and then leave it overnight, put it in the fridge or something like that, and then chop it up a bit more when it's colder, and then you get the design of flowers that I've got. So they're just literally chopped up and popped on wherever I thought it would look good. I can't think of the flower that it is. I did have a think just there, but yeah, I can't think what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to have some little decoration. I also have done similar with this one, but of course different colours. So let's move on to this one here, and again with Posca pens, I made it a really different colour than what it came out of the oven, and I just wanted to have a sort of, I mean, it clashes, let's face it, none of these colours all go together, but they do. If you think about it, you drive down a house and everyone's going to have a different colour house, so you know, why not? So these ones are green with like a blue part of the house, and then I jazzed it up with some chopped up clay for the flowers here, and up the top here the same. Now let's move on to this very cottagey looking one. I really like this. This was you know, one of the last ones that I did, but I gave this one a drain pipe. I don't know why. And then of course these ones, this one here and also that one here, have like an awning on it as well. Never done that in my absolute life, and I thought, well, it's got to have something on it. To do the awning, I just put a little block of clay and then wrapped the clay around it once you've got the stripe, and then did it like that, and it just sat there and it didn't move. So that's the end one as well here. And with this, I wanted also this to have a brown look as well. So I did paint this as well. Painting with filming just doesn't work out for me. So I have done this off camera, but of course this is what the show and tell part is for, to describe how I did things and then to also give you an idea of how you could do better. I liked the acrylic on the basis that once it was on there, it was done. So with mica powder and soft chalks, they all go a bit dusty after a while. And obviously mica powder does go shiny and glittery, so I didn't want that look. And I thought, well, I want a painted look, so, and that works for a house. So yeah, that's what I did. But yeah, this one has obviously the brickwork as well, and I used soft chalks for this one as well. Just pushed it in and then wiped it off straight away so it went in the actual gaps. So I did the roof with acrylic paint as well, and as you saw from the tutorial, I'm sure I'm going to leave it in. I used my nail to make this kind of curved look. Now, luckily, my nails are growing at the moment, but normally I cut them off because I don't really like them. But I had a curved nail and I thought I'm going to do that. So that is exactly what I did. And then of course with the butterflies and everything on there, I think it looked really cool. I can't take credit for that. I bought them. I bought them years ago as well, but I will cut some up and put them in the glamour shot so you can see more closely what they look like. They are really good, but I am not making things like that. They're made out of canes. So you make a pattern, you build it up, and then once it's either baked or not baked, you chop it up and then you've got a pattern on the inside. I am not doing that. I've tried it in the past. I'm not doing this. So I bought them. But anyway, but yeah, I did a drain pipe for this one, and I think, where else did I do a drain pipe? Just here. And yeah, it just gave it a little bit more character. So on the bottom here, this is a rolled up piece of clay, which is like a stone effect. I don't often use the stone effect. I've got loads of it and I haven't done anything with it for ages, but I spent a couple of hours chopping it all up and conditioning it because I do buy a lot of older clay. Now, the reason why I've done this is basically to give the hook enough space to go into. Obviously with this, you have like a screw part of it, and I wanted to make sure the depth of the screw part went into the clay and stayed put. And quite often I don't make things thick enough, and of course the house actually isn't thick enough, so I wanted that to have plenty of base to go on. To stick this, which was baked, to this, which was not baked, I used Sculpted, and it's like a fixer, like an adhesive. I used to use liquid polymer clay, but this stuff really sticks. Very good, do recommend. So I stuck this to that, and then I put some holes in actually with these hooks. so that I knew that the hole was going to be exactly what I needed. Sometimes I'll screw them in so it then has like the thread to put it back in. I sort of did a bit of both on this one. But I wanted to doubly make sure that this was plenty thickness so it didn't pop out of the back, which is why I added the rings here to give it that thickness. And when it was baked and cooled down, I then put these back in. So I knew, and I also had them in a certain order as well, so I knew which one went in which hole. You don't have to do it like that, but it worked out better for me and my brain. So I just threaded them all the way back in, and quickly with glue I screwed them in and then got them into the right position, and now they do not move, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's do one more close up. Right from the top. I didn't talk about the chimneys, but they are just literally a square bit stuck on to match the roof. That's kind of it. So all the way down. I really like this. This is good. I always think I can do better, always do. So let me know in the comments if you think you would do something differently, or if you liked a particular part of the tutorial. Again, these tutorials aren't for necessarily the whole thing. Maybe you just like a part of it, or maybe there is just one of the houses that you really like. Which one do I like? I think I like the green one. My favourite's the green one. Not really sure, because normally I'd go for the teal or something like that, but my favourite is the green one. Let me know in the comments which one is your favourite house, or if indeed you like the whole thing. I've strung it up with some string. It's double-sided. I haven't cut the ends off yet because I wanted to make sure that that is definitely the length that I wanted. I've done it really long because I've got a screw that's really, really high up in the wall, and I wanted it to come down to a good level so I can hang my keys on it. At the moment we've got one that's kind of really high up. I wanted this to hang up at a certain level, and of course with that, string is good. This is just bog standard stuff. It's fairly tough, but I have double-sided it so it goes all the way through this side, out through the back, and then across the other side. There is a tiny hole here, and there is a tiny hole here, and I pushed it in around the decoration. I didn't consider, you know, moving it around because I thought, well, if you know, you're going to want to hang it up, so, and I didn't want to do it from the top because it doesn't balance correctly, particularly when something's this big. So this is how you create a group of houses as a key rack with polymer clay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Wait for the glam shots and the bloopers. They're there. I have a feeling this one's kind of going to be a little bit of a long one, but I will there. Thanks for watching the tutorial. So this is the show and tell part where I talk about what I liked, oh dear, frog. Oh my god! Well, that's going to be a blooper if I'm so rude. Now it was painted there. Oh wow, this is heavy. With other things like mica powder, it went a little bit. It does. Let's get that out of the way and wait for the police, because they're always going to happen, aren't they? Let's wait for the police. They're not after me. You wobbled my camera, you wobbled my camera, you wobbled my camera. Are you standing there? Are you going to stay up there? You're staying up there. All right then. Goodbye. Come again. Don't, just wait until I finish talking. Could be a while. Now, I know I said originally the next video you were going to get is me talking all the way through it about tools and stuff like that. I haven't been able to do it. It's been very noisy here in the house, and I haven't been able to have a quiet space for me to talk for an hour, because I would probably waffle for an hour. So I've got to make sure that it's either going to be it's either going to be in one part or two parts. Some people have said that I do very long tutorials. Yes, I do, on the basis that if someone wants to watch all of it or some of it, you know, why not? So yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's move on. Breathe, Gail, breathe. Gonna burp again because I've only had coffee and no breakfast. I really, really fancy a crumpet. I'm going to have crumpets and cheese after this. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, that's obviously a blooper. So let's do a close-up, but I do need to have a little break on my arm because this is bloomin' heavy. I've strung it up with some